Hey tubies, it's Psychic Bob. Woo! Well, here we are. Whew! I survived till Saturday. I tell you, this has been a rough week, and I'm really thankful to be here. You know, I want to just take a few moments and again say thank you. Thank you to all of you who have been sending me such kind words of friendship, of healing prayers, of magic. It's wonderful. It's doing a lot to help me, and I'm feeling a lot better. Not 100%, I'm still healing, but I feel good enough to be here tonight with you, and I thought we'd have a little seance. I've told the spirits, you know, as they always do, I said, work with me. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to hold the channel tonight, but we'll see. We'll see what they do tonight, you know. I told them I'm not 100%, and Fletcher said, don't worry, we'd never overexert you. So maybe a little shorter seance, I don't know. We'll see what they do. But I'm glad you're here, and I want to say thank you. Thanks for your prayers and your concern. Well, here it is Saturday night, and for those of you who are new, by the way, welcome to our new people. We've had a lot of new subscribers this week. I want to welcome you to my channel, the Spirit Channel. This is Saturday night, and we do this every week. It's our Saturday night seance, and we all gather, and we have a little trance channeling. I'm a trance channel medium, and what that means is I go into a trance state, and during that time, spirits overshadow my consciousness, and they literally take control and speak through me. If you've never seen channeling before, it may seem a little strange, but don't worry, I'm fine, not in any pain or distress. My spirit guides I work with are very good and very trusted, and they allow me to do this work, and they help me to do it. So I'm glad to be here. So what we're going to do is I invite all of you, pull up your chairs here. You're welcome to my virtual seance room, and we're going to have a little seance circle. I want you to gather around. If you were actually here in my living room, I just have you put in chairs around a circle here. So pull up your computer and know that you are virtually in our circle tonight, okay? Well, I've got to change the light here. I'm going to put in the red light, and I'll be back in just a minute, all right? So we'll see you in just a few. Okay, I have the red light here, and we're going to turn that on. And there we go. It's traditional and spiritualist work for mediums to work under red light. It allows the medium to be in a deeper state of trance, and it still allows people in the seance chamber to view the phenomena. And this was used particularly in physical mediumship. I'm a trance channel, but there is an element of physical mediumship, and we'll have other videos about physical mediumship. But for right now, just know that red light is a good type of light to use in your seance, okay? Well, I'm going to settle down and go into trance, so I will see you when I get back. Yes, Fletcher, it appears that we are in the body. I hope that you may be able to hear me there. This is Alfred. Occasionally, when we take control of a medium's body, it is difficult for us to stabilize the vibration. The air currents have been rather disruptive to our work, as it's offset the electrical vibration in many places. There are power surges in this area and many power outages. As spirits, we are very sensitive to electrical vibration. Electrical vibration occurs in the human body as well as the atmosphere around a person. There can be electricity literally in the air, as there's electrical current in the body. And then you add to it our current, which is its own electrical vibration. And so you can understand that we of the spirit world have to take much care in working with the medium. There are mediums in history who have been recorded as overtaxing themselves. Some spirit guides were over-eager to work with mediums to establish communication, and their over-eagerness led to physical damage to the medium's apparatus. If you think of a medium's body as a finely tuned machine, such as an automobile engine, if you don't have the right amount of oil, you have too much, electricity and not enough coolant, the motor can burn out. It is the same with the physical medium, and as they channel our presence, they have 3 different sets of energy to contend with. As we said, their own physical electrical current, the atmospheric current, and then our current. And so we must monitor, and should any of the 3 be imbalanced, it can lead to damage and to physical struggle for the medium. We are most fortunate that this medium allows us to come through him. His kindness in allowing us to deliver our messages is not forgotten to us. Some of you tonight have heard the calling of the spirit world, and you are saying, could I be open to receiving a spirit? Some of you are fearful of receiving a spirit, saying, I should never receive a spirit into my body. Please understand that our world and your world are meant to work in harmony. This form of communication is really quite a peaceful way of communication. It allows us to work together. For the medium, he gains much blessing from the spirit world, for we are able to more closely impart our wisdom and our vibration to him or to her. And as you go through your own study and practice of spiritual communication, you will come to understand what we mean by the ability to communicate and how it changes the vibration. You see, when we come over from the spirit world, we bring with us a small amount of, shall we call it, spiritual light. It is the spiritual light that comes from the spirit world. It is that light that many people encountered in their near-death experiences. Some people on the earth have reported that they have died. They have gone to a beautiful realm of light. Many of those will also report that when they return back to the human body, that they have somehow brought that light with them. They are forever transformed. Some of them have radical changes in their lives, such as previously they may have lived a life of atheism and materialism, and now they have a gentle awareness that life is eternal, and that the material things, though they are enjoyable, are not the true reality, and that they are passing. Some of you here have had awakenings recently where you've come to say to yourself, what is it that I am seeking in my life? Some of you have had the opportunity to fully be invested in the material world, through successful careers, through having lots of money. But in the still small hours of the night, you've awoken to discover that somehow there's an emptiness, that the beautiful car in your driveway, that your beautiful home, that your large bank account are not satisfying to you. This is the point at which our world and your world intersect. The material world can only bring you so much elevation, so much joy. People on the earth spend so much effort seeking power and fame and money and wealth, and yet in the end their soul is empty. It is not that we of the spirit world eschew the material world. We see it as a very valuable tool in your soul journey. You enter into the material body to experience the ways of flesh, to understand human relations in terms of sensuality, sexuality, love in a physical way, as well as to experience the pleasures of fine food, fine clothing, material things that bring comfort. All of these things are beautiful and wonderful in and of themselves. But the unfortunate thing is that many humans mistake these things as the ultimate reality. Do you know that ultimately you shall leave your body? You shall return to the spirit world from whence you come. Many of you have forgotten your soul connection. You do not know who you are or where you're going. This is why we of the spirit world come to speak to you. We wish to help you to understand that in your journey there are signposts along the way to remind you that you're only passing through the material world. It is not meant to last forever. You must be very careful that you guard your heart, lest you become enamored by the things of the world. Fine clothing, fine cars, fine homes are all fine and well. There's nothing wrong with having them. But remember to see them in the proper perspective. They are simply tools to help you be in the material world. They are items that you can share with others to bring them peace and joy. If you have good fortune to have a lot of money, and say you do have a beautiful car, then you could say, I shall take that car and drive my elderly neighbors to their doctor's appointments. I could take these people to places that would bring them joy. In doing so, you would be using that car, which is a temporary material thing, in a way that would align it with the spiritual purposes of joy. This would bring joy to your heart, and you would always find that you had a car whenever you needed one. The spirit world is very attentive to humans who use their gifts in order to help others. So if you are given much, much will be required of you. And this means use the material blessings in order to further the spiritual work that must be done on the earth. You see, there are many humans on the earth who have drifted into a state of despair. They have lost hope, and they think that they are near the end. But a visit from a spiritual person can enlighten them, can open their minds and hearts. Perhaps there is a homeless person that you know. Perhaps simply sitting down and asking them if you can be of some assistance to them. Do not worry if they reject you and say, go away, I don't wish to talk to you. Try again another day. The very effort that you reach out in love to others will bring love to that person ultimately. Small acts of kindness open the doors for many. It opens the doors of the spirit world for you and for those you interact with. Many people, as I've said, have forgotten who they are and where they have come from and where they're going. If you have a spiritual awakening and you have a sense that you are more than just the body, then share this truth with others. No, we don't suggest you become a fanatic preaching in the streets and screaming about the spirit world. But small acts of kindness can do much to help those along the way. We ask you to consider these things. If you're someone who is struggling, and you may say, but Alfred, I have so very little. I cannot do a thing. I'm struggling, I'm poor, I suffer. Do not let your lack of material reality be the binding cord that chokes life from you. The less you have, the less you have to worry about. There are many people on the earth who have great wealth, and they spend all their time being fearful that someone will capture their wealth, steal their money, and leave them destitute. For those of you who have very little in the world, you have a sense of freedom, believe it or not. You may not at this time believe that. You say, Alfred, I'm so poor, I can't even take the bus to work. Do not fear. The spirit world will help you in your poverty, but you must give us permission to assist you. If you will call upon us, we will help you. The spirit world is able to help you achieve your very necessary things in life. It is true that we may not give you everything that you ask, but we will give you what you need, provided that you allow us into your life and ask for it. We cannot operate because of spiritual laws against the free will of a person. If you're someone who says, I don't want any communication with your world, I don't want any assistance, then we shall not trouble you. We are gentle people, we like to say, and we try to live by this standard of non-interference with human will. But for those of you who sincerely want to have assistance from us, then call upon us, allow us to be present for you, and we can help you meet your very daily needs. There's no need to suffer. Life is not meant to be a game of suffering. It's meant to be a school, a classroom, a place where you learn. To learn, you must have necessities such as books, such as transportation, clothing for a body. To ask for these things from our world is not inappropriate. There's a terrible myth going upon the earth that to be spiritual one must be poor, one should not have anything. This is not the truth. We recognize, and as many of us have lived in the material world, that such things are necessary. Clothing, food, shelter, all of these things. And we in this world understand what lack of them can mean to a journey. If you spend all your time worrying if you're going to have food, you can never have time to read, to study the truths of the spirit world, and therefore your life would be at a disadvantage. It is our interest that all people achieve knowledge of our world, and to help you achieve that, we also provide you the basic necessities that you might find the ability to investigate and have time to rest and contemplate our reality. Lecture has asked me to step from the body. The others who wish to speak. I thank you for receiving me tonight. My name is Alfred. Oh, there we go, Fletcher. Oh, I think I've successfully moved into the body. Oh, greetings, my dears. This is Rose. Oh, such a blessing to be here with all of you. You know, I've been listening to Alfred, and I have to say he's always full of wisdom. I never cease to be amazed at this wonderful spirit guide. You know, over here many of us just wait for the opportunity to come and visit. And when we have an opportunity, such as we have here with this medium, to meet with each of you every week, we're most pleased, we're most thrilled at the opportunity. I welcome each of you, and I thank you for being with me. You know, I could not help but listen to Alfred's speech about the interactions between our world and your world. And you know, I cannot help but say it, that there are some of you who have a great fear of our world. Please do not be afraid. We are not etheric ghosties coming to haunt you and be spooky. No, we are people with hearts and minds and feelings as each of you. We only have a different type of body. But you see, our energy is of the energy of the heart. As Alfred was talking to you about the vibrations, he said there's the physical vibration of the medium, and within that there is what we call the heart energy, the soul energy. Inside the body there are various psychic energy centers. It is true, one of them is located in the heart region. It is where love is generated from. It is where healing power comes from. Some of you tonight are saying, Rose, I have such pain in my heart. I cannot forgive those who have hurt me, and I feel alone in the world. My dears, do not condemn yourself. The very fact that you're here tonight wondering and contemplating that means that the healing is beginning within you. All you must do now is sit with us each day and invite us to talk to you. You hear us, many of you, and sometimes you dismiss us. You say, oh, I thought I heard Rose today, or perhaps I heard Fletcher or Alfred. And then you put it aside, you say, oh, could it be? No spirit would speak to me. My dear, you're never unworthy of communication with our world. But to have connection with our world, you have to give us a little bit of time. You know, for us to come over and visit with you, it takes a lot of effort. We have to step down our vibration. Many times we send angels ahead of us to prepare you to receive us and to help open your mind and heart to our messages. And so when you hear me calling, or Alfred, or any of the other spirit people, just take a moment and say, yes, spirit people, I should like to receive you. I'm open to your help. And if you do that, you will open the vibrational channel that will allow us to come through. Some of you, as I said, feel unworthy. You say, oh, Rose, I've done so much evil in my life. I have so much bitterness. I'm not worthy to receive a spirit person. My dear, over here, all of us understand the struggle of humanity. So many of us here have lived many incarnations. And you know, the fascinating thing is that when you come over here, not only do you get a life review of your current lifetime, which you've just left, if you wish, you can also have a review of your previous lifetimes. And many people here encourage that. For as you understand your soul's journey, you acquire to accomplish two things. You will acquire knowledge of your soul's journey and remembrance of how vast and expansive your knowledge truly is. You'll also learn to view yourself with wisdom and compassion. Wisdom in the sense that you will have knowledge of the things you've learned and the things you have yet to work on. And you will have compassion for yourself and for others, or you will come to fully understand the interplay of life. You know, Shakespeare wrote, it was so true, that all the world is a stage, and men are merely players upon it. I might add women as well. But all of us are merely players on the stage of life. And when you come to the spirit world, you will see that play unfold, and you will understand the motivations not only of yourself, but those around you. Many humans, when they review their life experience, realize how often many things occurred by miscommunication. So people will have different intentions, and miscommunication creates situations where then people misunderstand each other and bitterness occurs. When you learn to understand how that interplay occurs, then you're able to step back from it and say, that I see. I really wasn't such a bad person. But then again, neither was the other person. The human mind is limited, and you must understand this, for it will allow you to stop being so judgmental, not only of others, but of yourselves. Be kind with yourself, be gentle with yourself. If you're doing the best you can, then that's what I hope and will keep you on that path. And if you feel that you have strayed from your path, then call on us evermore, and we will help you get back on the right journey. It is very true that no soul is ever forgotten by the Godhead. The divine power that animates all life loves you. It is truly infinite intelligence. Fletch is asking me to step from our medium. He says the power is fading. But I must say, I do thank you for allowing me to visit with you tonight. Remember that those of us in the spirit world love you, and you're never forgotten nor alone. Oh, I feel the power fading, but as I leave, let me remind you, you may call upon me and ask for my assistance. My name is Williams. Hey, Tubies, it's Psychic Bob. Well, I'm back from my trance. I love to channel. I do. I don't know, something just transforms in me. That connection with the spirit world really raises my energy, and I think it's very healing to me. So I want to say thank you for being here tonight. And I know the spirit people are always happy that we gather. And if you've enjoyed tonight's seance, you might want to pop over to my website. I have some spiritual books there you might enjoy. This one is called Messages from Rose. It's kind of hard to see, got some glare here. But this, you'll see this at my website. I'll put the link below at robert-hickman.com. Go there at the top, you'll see a thing that says books, and you click on it, I'll show you my bookstore. But this is a book that I wrote about my work with my spirit guide Rose. We have a lot of books over there I've written. I've been writing a lot of books over the years. This is another one, Psychic Bob's Book of Wiccan Wisdom. Gotta get it. If you like Ouija board, here's Ouija Mysteries, the Spirit Board Seances. So I got all of these over my website, and I hope you'll pop over there and check them out. Well, guys, listen, I want to say thank you for being here. Listen, keep it here at Spirit Channel. We got more coming. Tomorrow is Sunday, and tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern U.S. time, we've got our live broadcast. We've got the Witching Hour. and we're going to get together and talk all about magical things, Wicca, spiritual things. I'm going to talk about my beads. How you like my beads? I'm wearing some voodoo beads. I love voodoo, by the way. I've always wanted to go to New Orleans, and I may take a trip down there. But, you know, even though I'm Wiccan, I got a little voodoo energy in me. And voodoo is not evil, by the way. So, anyway, I'm wearing my voodoo beads tonight. I'm going to tune into the Loa. Anyways, I'll talk about some of that tomorrow. Anyways, guys, thanks for being here. I love you. Sending blessings. Thank you for your prayers again, your thoughts, and your support for me. If you want to help me out, like this video, favorite it, share it with your friends, hit subscribe, be part of our channel. We'd sure love you to be here. Well, we'll see you back here tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern for the witching hour. And by the way, if you don't know times, that'll be 1 a.m. London time. We have a lot of British viewers. And you guys are great staying up so late for the show. But it'll be a live broadcast, and you can interact with us live. So it'll be 1 a.m. London, 8 p.m. Eastern U.S. time, 7 Central U.S., 6 Mountain time, and 5 p.m. Pacific time. So we hope you'll definitely check it out and be part of our scene. Well, guys, thanks for being here. I love you. We'll see you here tomorrow for the witching hour. And until then, may you always blessed be.